tossing a coin, head is turn out, tail is not possible. Then one more definition, independent events. Okay, two or more events are said to be independent if the happening or non-happening of the one event does not prevent the happening or non-happening of the other events. Okay, tossing a two coin. Okay, tossing a coin two times. First time we are getting a head. Second time is also we are getting a head. Okay, the two cases are independent event only. First time we are getting head, and second time also we are getting head. Okay. Then mathematically definition of probability. Okay, previous class I explained, no? Probability of E. Probability of E is equal to M by N. M is nothing but favorable cases. Favorable cases. Number of favorable cases. Number of favorable cases. And N is number of possible outcomes. Number of possible outcomes. Okay, mathematically the probability can be denoted as probability of E. Probability of favorable cases is nothing but M by N. M is nothing but number of favorable cases divided by number of possible outcomes. For example, tossing a coin two times. Okay, the possible outcome is HH, HT, then TH, then TT. Okay, here the number of variables, the number of element is 1, 2, 3, 4. The number of possible outcome is here. Possible total 4 outcome is possible here. 1 HH, HT, and TH and TT. Okay, the total 4 possible outcome is 4 outcome is there. The number of possible outcome is here 4. Then I want only head. Okay, event is I want only head. Okay, then only head here means HHH. This is number of favorable cases. Okay, here only one is there. Probability of getting a one head is M is here 1 and N is 4. Okay, probability of getting a only head is 1 by 4. Okay, mathematically we are writing probability of E is nothing but M by N. Okay, and then one more important concept, if M and N are both are same. Okay, both are same means number of possible cases and number of favorable cases both are same. That time probability of E is equal to 1. Okay, probability of E is equal to 1. The probability can at most be equal because the number of favorable cases and the number of possible cases can at most coincide with each other. Okay, for example, throwing a dice. Okay, the possible outcome is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, my event is X is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 6. Okay, less than or equal to 6. Okay, here event favorable cases means X is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 1. Then what we are getting again, we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then probability of here, then the number of here, the number of possible outcome is 6. Here also 6. Then probability of E is nothing but x is some condition, x is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 6. Okay, then probability of E is equal to 6 by 6. This is 1. Understood? When probability of E is equal to 1, when it is means number of possible cases and number of favorable cases and possible outcomes are both are same. That time probability of E is equal to 1. Probability of E is equal to 1. Then in mathematically, the probability can be written as once again I am explaining observe here, but notepad is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Probability of E is equal to m by n. Okay, m is nothing but number of favorable cases. M is nothing but number of favorable cases. Then n is nothing but number of possible outcomes, possible cases. Okay, I will observe here, throwing a coin, dice. Okay, write down the possible outcomes. The possible outcomes is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, here the number of outcome is what here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 means here m is equal to 6. N is equal to 6. Okay, n is equal to 6. Number of favorable cases means we have to give some condition. Okay, n means I want only even numbers. Okay, even numbers only I want. Even numbers is equal to 2, 4 and 6. Then the number of outcome is how much here? The number of outcome is 1, 2 and 3. This is m is equal to 3. Then probability of getting we have to find the probability of getting a event. Given the probability of getting a event numbers is equal to number of favorable cases is what here? Number of favorable cases here 3. Then number of possible outcome is here 6. Then 1 by 2. Probability of getting a even number is 1 by 2. Okay, probability of getting a even number is 1 by 2. Then I told one more point. Probability of E is equal to 1. This is very important point. Probability of E is equal to 1 when it is the number of favorable cases is equal to number of possible outcomes. Okay, means for example, observe here I'm giving condition x is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 6. Okay, favorable cases is x is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 6. The event what will get here? 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Then here m is equal to the number of outcome is what here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then probability of getting x is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 6 is m by n, means 6 by 6 is equal to 1, means probability of E is equal to 1. Probability of E is equal to 1. Then the probability of can at most be equal to 1 because the number of favorable cases and the number of possible cases can at most coincident with each other. Okay, understood? Then next, observe here. Notepad is visible now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here n minus m. N minus m is what? Okay, n minus m is non-favorable cases. Non-favorable cases. Okay, non-favorable cases. Here, observe here. N is what here? Here, n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. M is what? 2, 4 and 6. And then write down here. Okay, here 2, already 2 is there, don't write it. 4, don't write it. 6. Then the remaining is here 1, 3, 5. Then this is 1, 3, 5 is non-favorable cases. Non-favorable cases. Understood? N minus m is, we are call it as a non-favorable cases. Okay. Then P is probability of a getting events, means P is favorable cases, but Q is probability of getting a non-favorable cases. Q, observe here, Q is nothing but probability of getting a non-favorable cases. Q can be written as, okay, usually P is what? Observe here, P is what here? P is equal to M by N. Okay, Q is nothing but n minus m by probability of non-favorable cases. Okay, n minus m by n. Understood? Non-favorable cases here 135. 135 is nothing but n minus m. Okay, Q is equal to n minus m divided by n. Okay, then n by n minus m by n. Here n get cancelled. Then Q is equal to 1 minus m by n. 1 minus m by n. Q can also be written as probability of E bar. Probability of E bar 1 minus m by n. Okay. P is nothing but probability of E. Okay. Probability of a favorable cases. P of E bar is nothing but probability of non-favorable cases. Okay. Understood now? Q is nothing but n minus m by n. Then write down n by n minus m by n. N gets cancelled. 1 minus m by n. Okay, probability of E bar is equal to, E bar is represent non-favorable cases. E is represent favorable cases. Okay, E is represent favorable cases. E bar is represent non-favorable cases. Okay, probability of E bar is equal to 1 minus m by n. Okay, then 1 is, just now we discussed now probability of E is equal to 1. Just now we discussed the probability of E is equal to 1 when it is number of possible outcome is equal to number of favorable cases. Then in place of 1, write down here probability of E minus, otherwise 1 write down as it is only. 1 minus m by n is what? M by n is nothing but probability of E. M by n is probability of E. Here, probability of E is nothing but m by n. Okay, probability of E is nothing but m by n. Then probability of the next step, probability of E bar. Probability of E is shifted to LHS side plus probability of E is equal to 1. Okay, then this is a very important statement. Probability of E plus probability of E bar is equal to 1. Okay, this statement is very important. Understood how it came? Any doubt in this one? Probability of E plus probability of E bar is equal to 1. Observe here, probability of favorable cases we are denoting by small p, and probability of E bar we are denoting as small q is equal to 1. Okay, then small p is also called as a success, another name success, and q is as a failure. Q is as a failure. Okay. P is also is referred to as a probability of a success, and Q is as a referred to as a probability of a failure. Okay. Then probability of E is equal to 1. E is called as a sure event. Sure event. Okay. Probability of E is equal to 1 is called as sure event. Then probability of E is equal to 0. Okay, if probability of E is equal to 0, then E is called an impossible event. Okay, probability of E is equal to 0. It came means E is called an impossible event. Is called as an impossible event. Okay, impossible event. Understood? Any doubt in this one? If you know the p value, sometime p value is 2. Okay, we can easily find the q value. Means q is equal to 1 minus p. Means q is equal to 1 minus 2, then q is equal to minus 3. Okay. If you know the p and if you know the q, if you know the p, we can easily find the q value. If you know the q value, we can easily find the p value. Okay, understood? Any doubt is there? Shall I start? Random variables. These are all the basic knowledge of the probabilities. Okay, actually now the syllabus is started. Random variable. Shall I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Manish, Asha.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I start? Random variables.
Yes, ma'am.
Random variables means we have to give the real values of the outcomes. Random variables. Random variables. The PDF notes is visible. I will give the definition. PDF ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಚಂದನ್?
No,
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್
ma'am.
PDF ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ.
ಒಂದು ಮಿನಿಟ್, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು.
ಡಿಕ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಇದು PDF ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇಸ್ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, random variable. A random variable is a function that assign a real number to every sample point in the sample space of a random experiment. Okay, a random variable is a function that assign a real number to every sample points in the sample space of a random experiment. Observe here, tossing a coin, the possible outcome is what here? S is equal to H comma T. This is, we call it as a sample space also. Okay, understood? Tossing a coin, we will get head and tail. We have to assign the value here. If X is a random variable, then X of H, head we are taking 1 and tail is we are taking 0. Okay, we have to assign some real number values here. H we are taking 1 and T we are taking 0. Okay, H is 1 and T is we are taking 0. A random variable is a function that assign a real number to every sample points in the sample space of a random experiment. Random experiment usually denoted by capital X, capital Y and capital Z, and it may be noted that different random variables may be associated with the sample space S. The set of all real numbers of random variables X is called the range of X. The set of all real numbers of a random variable capital X is called the range of X. Okay, here x of X is equal to 1, x of T is equal to 0, then range of X is equal to 0, 1. Okay, we are giving the name also. X is called as the range of X. This is, we call it as a, we assign the value, head we are taking 1 and tail we are taking 0, then we are writing range of X is equal to 0, 1. We are writing range of X is equal to 0, 1. Understood? We have to assign the real numbers to a possible outcomes. Okay, I will give one more example, then you will understand clearly. Okay, now notepad is visible now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here observe
Yes,
here,
ma'am.
tossing a coin 2 times. Okay, coin is tossed a 2 times. Coin is tossed a 2 times. 2 times. Okay, then write down possible outcomes. S is equal to H, HH, comma, then HT, comma, TH, comma, TT. Okay. And then I am taking capital X here. Number of X in the outcomes. Okay, the number of X in the outcomes. Okay, the association of elements in S to X is as follows. Okay, here outcomes. The number of X in the outcomes means we are taking H is equal to 1. Okay, here X is represent number of X. Okay, means H we are taking 1, but T we are taking 0. T is we are taking 0. But the number of tails in the outcomes, that time we have to take T is equal to 1 and H is equal to 0. Okay, understood? Here the condition is what? The number of X in the outcomes, we are taking head is equal to 1 and T is equal to 0. Then outcomes, then here random variable of X, random variable of X, write down here HH. Okay, H is we assign the 1. Here two H is there, 1 and 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, then next HT. Okay, H is 1 and T is 0, 1 plus 0 is here 1. Similarly, TH. Okay, 0 plus 1 is here 1. Then TT. T is also 0, 0, we are writing 0. Okay. Then random variable of X is here. The random variable of X is here 2, 1, 1, 0. Okay. Then this is, then range of X is what here? Range of X is 0, 1, 2. Okay, understood? The possible outcomes. Okay, outcomes we have to assign the values. Okay, h is we are taking 1 and t is equal to 0. Then h is h1, 1, 2. ht 1, 0, 1. th 1, 0, 1 means 1. t is 0 and 0 is 0. Okay. Then next, similarly, next to take down y. Capital Y is equal to number of tails in the outcomes. Now we are concentrating on number of tails in the outcomes. Okay. Then write down a random variable of y. Random variable of y we have to write. Okay, here outcomes. Outcome. Random variable of y, hh, ht, 1, ht, th, and tt. Okay, here observe here number of tails in the outcome. Number of tails in the outcome means we are taking t is equal to 1 and h is 0. Okay, then here both are hh. hh means 0 plus 0 is 0 only. Then ht 0 plus 1 is 1. Next to th 1 0 means here 1. tt 1 plus 1 we are getting 2. Okay, the random variable of y is 0 1 1 2. 0 1 1 2. Then range of y is equal to 0 1 2. Okay, understood? Any doubt in this topic? Random variable we have to assign the real numbers in possible outcomes. Okay, understood? Any doubt? Random variables usually denoted by capital X and capital Y. Any doubt? Shall I start discrete and continuous random variables? Random variables
Yes, ma'am.
discrete. Okay. Then wait, I will take the PDF notes. The next is discrete and continuous random variables. Okay, discrete and continuous random variables. If a random variable takes finite or countably infinite number of values, then it is called a discrete random variable. Okay, if a random variable takes finite or countably infinite number of values, then it is called discrete random variables. It is called discrete random variables. Okay, countably infinite means sequence of real numbers. It is evident that discrete random variables will have finite or countably infinite range. Okay, observe here. So tossing a coin and observing the outcomes is a discrete random variables. Tossing a coin and observing the outcomes. Observe the outcomes. Tossing a coin and observing the outcomes. Tossing a coin, we are getting only two possible outcomes: head and tail. Okay, tossing a coin is You can do 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 6 times, 7 times. Okay. Then infinity, but countably. Okay, 100 times, 1000 times you have to toss the coin. And observation is what? Only where here if a random variable takes finite or countably infinite number of values, then it is called a discrete random variables. Okay, here countably infinite means a sequence of real numbers. A sequence of countably infinite means sequence of real numbers. It is evident that discrete random variable will have finite or countably infinite range. Okay. Tossing a coin and observing the outcomes. Tossing a coin, the outcome is only 2, but tossing a coin we have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 100, up to 1000, 200. Okay, infinitely, but it is countable, and observation is also countable. Then one more example, tossing a coin and observing the number of heads turn up. This is also an example for discrete random variables. Discrete random variables. Okay, tossing a coins, we can toss a coin 1000 times, but observing, we are observing only heads. Okay, here also it is countable. Heads. Observation is also countable. Then one more example, throwing a dice and observing the number of on the faces. Throwing a dice. Okay, the possible outcome is what? Only 6. Okay, throwing a dice is countably infinite. Okay, 1 time, 2 time, 1000 time we can throw it, but the possible outcome is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 only.
Ma'am, can you show the definition, ma'am?
Okay, absolutely. If a random variable takes finite or countably infinite number of values, if a random variable takes infinite or countably infinite number of values, then it is called as a discrete random variables. Okay, understood? Shall I start? I will give some condition for probability function and discrete probability distribution. Probability function and discrete probability distribution. Okay, here we have to remember 2 points. P of xi is always greater than 0, and also second one is summation of I P of xi is equal to 1. These two are very important conditions. Okay, probability distribution. Observe here. This is, we call it as a probability distribution 0, 1, 1 and 2. Okay, probability distribution. P of xi is greater than or equal to 0 and summation of pxi is equal to 1. Then the function of px of x is called a probability function. Okay, these two are very important point. You have to remember probability function and discrete probability distribution. If for each value xi of a discrete random variable capital X, we assign a real number p of x such that p of xi is greater than or equal to 0. Second one, summation of I p of xi is equal to 1. Then the function p of x is called a probability function. It's called a probability function. These two are very important. Okay. Any doubt? Discrete probability distribution. Any doubt in this one? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Then these three formulas you have to remember: mean, variance, and standard deviation. Okay, derivation is not there according to VTU syllabus. They are giving directly formulas. Okay, mean mu is equal to summation of xi into p of xi, summation of xi, p of xi. Then variance v is equal to summation of I, xi minus mu whole square p of xi. Then standard deviation square root of v, square root of v. Okay, then I will start the problem. Problem is very easy, not a difficult. Okay, first problem, if you condition you have to remember: probability distribution, discrete probability distribution condition is summation of p of xi is equal to 1. And tell me.
Question is not visible, ma'am.
Not
Scroll up a little, ma'am.
okay. Now it is visible.
Notepad is visible, ma'am, now.
Okay, now I am starting the problem. Okay, we have discrete probability distribution. The true condition is summation of p of xi is equal to 1, and one more condition is p of xi is always greater than or equal to 0. Always greater than or equal to 0. Then first problem, show that the following distribution, show that the following distribution represent a discrete probability distribution. Represent a discrete probability distribution. PD is probability distribution. Find the mean and variance. Mean and variance Okay, exam point of view, IA point of view, very important question. Here probability distribution is given. Okay, x is equal to x is here 20, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, and P of xi is here 1 by 8, 3 by 8, 3 by 8, and 1 by 8. Okay, the given distribution we have to show probability, we have to show discrete probability distribution. Okay, here probability distribution is given here x and P of xi. We have to show that the given distribution is discrete probability distribution. Okay, condition, observe here, discrete probability distribution condition is summation of P of xi is equal to 1. Okay, first we have to check solution. Okay, means summation of P of xi is equal to 1 we have to show. Write down all, add it here. This is 1 by 8 plus 3 by 8, summation of P of xi, we are writing 1 by 8 plus 3 by 8 plus 3 by 8 plus 3 by 8, then add it 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus, this is 1 by 8, this is 1 by 8 plus 1 divided by 8. Okay, here 6 to 7, 8, 8 by 8 is equal to 1, means summation of P of xi is equal to 1. Understood how to find the summation of P of xi? Take the second row and add it 1 by 8 plus 3 by 8 plus 3 by 8 and 1 by 8. We are getting 1, means summation of P of xi is equal to 1. And one more condition is there. P of xi is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, one more condition is P of xi is greater than or equal to 0. Observe here 1 by 8 is less than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 0 or greater than or equal to 0.
Greater than and equal.
Less than 1 by 8. 1 by 8 is greater than or equal to 0. 3 by 8 is also greater than or equal to 0. Okay, 3 by 8 is also greater than or equal to 0. Then here next third column, 3 by 8 is greater than 0. Then 1 by 8 is also greater than 0. Then P of xi is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, we observe that P of xi is greater than or equal to 0. We observe that P of xi is greater than or equal to 0. Then write down, I will give 1 minute time. This is 7 marks question or 6 marks question or 7 marks question. Okay. 5th A or 6th A, very important. And complex integral full notes tomorrow I will send. Okay. Complex module 2 complex integration completed now. I will send full notes. Any doubt in this one? Very easy. Module 3 is not a difficult. Okay, but you have to remember the formula, that's all. Density probability distribution. The two condition is summation of P of xi is equal to 1 and P of xi is greater than or equal to 0. Completed. Write down neatly. completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we have to, next to what we have to find? We have to find mean. Write down the mean formula. Mean is equal to summation of P of xi into summation of mean is nothing but mu. Mu is equal to mean is equal to summation of P of x into x. Okay, summation of P of x into x. Means how to do this one? Here, observe here, 10 into 1 by 8, 10 into 1 by 8, okay, then plus 20 into 3 by 8, then plus 30 into 3 by 8, then plus 40 into 1 by 8, then simplify. 10 by 8 plus 20 into 3 is 60 by 8 plus 30 into 3 is 90 by 8 plus 40 by 8. Okay. Then simplify. What will get here? Simplify and tell me answer.
25, ma'am.
10, 60 plus 90 plus 40 divided by 80, we are getting 75, 25. Okay.
25, ma'am.
25. Then next to find out variance also we have to find here. Variance is equal to V is equal to summation of x minus mu whole square into P of x into P of x. Okay. Then here x value is 10 now. Mu is next, just now before no, x is 10, mu is minus 25 into P of x is 1 by 8. Okay. Then whole square. Okay, understood? Observe here, 10 minus mu is 25 into 1 by 8 into 1 by 8. Then next to plus 20 minus 25 whole square into 3 by 8 plus 30 minus 25 whole square into 3 by 8 plus 40 minus 25 divided by 40 minus 25 whole square into 1 by 8. Okay. Here 20 minus 25 whole square into 3 by 8 plus 30 minus 25 whole square into 3 by 8 plus 40 minus 25 whole square into 1 by 8. Okay. Simplify. 10 minus 25 is 15 square. 15 square is 225 into divided by 8 plus 20 minus 25 is 5 square, means 25 into 3. 25 into 3 is 75. 8 plus 30 minus 25 is 5 square, means 5 square is 25. 25 into 3 is 75. 75 by 8 plus 40 minus 25 is 15 square.
225 by 8, ma'am.
225 by 8. Then add it and
75, ma'am. Final answer.
Final answer 25. 225, 75 plus 75 plus 225 answer.
600 by 8.
600 and by 8 means answer is here 75. Okay.